And let me get your reaction, Chief Fani-Kayode, to some of the issues on the ground. And he's actually looking ahead of 2019. What bigger threat do you think this scenario may pose for our democracy in Nigeria?
Well, first of all, let me just go back a little bit, Sean, if you don't mind. When my friend and brother, and I really do say he's my friend and brother because he does a pretty good job for the APC, which is unlike the APC, really. He's done well. But let me just say this. He said that we profited from the whole issue of this information from this company and so on and so forth. Well, let me put this to you. It did not take Cambridge Analytica or anybody to let us and the world know that Buhari had health challenges. And us saying so at the time that he may not make it because of those health challenges was proved as fact, because not too long after that, after he came into power, he fell ill and he spent more time, in fact it's a record in our history, spending more time outside of the country as a consequence of health challenges than any other president in the history of our country. We didn't need to know that from Cambridge Analytica or anybody else. It's just a question of us doing our research, studying our opponent and knowing what he was capable of or not. He spoke about this fear campaign about, you know, Islamization and you know, making non-Muslims go to Sharia courts and things like that. The fact of the matter is that we raised these issues because we knew that had it been possible for Buhari or those around him to affect that, that is precisely what they would have done. They couldn't do it because the Nigerian people rejected it and refused to allow them to do it. But when you look at what they did when they came to power, every single security agency in this country, including the armed forces, apart from the Navy, is headed by a Muslim. What do you want the rest of us to feel? You look at the situation of...
Chief Fani-Kayode, we have to allow Malam Abdullahi to give us his closing thoughts on the program tonight. What are your closing thoughts on this matter, Malam Abdullahi?
To be fact,
go ahead, please, Malam Abdullahi. Your closing thoughts.
Let me just end by saying this, if I may, very quickly. Yeah.
Well, I think the important thing I must emphasize is that we need to look at what teachable experience can come out of 2015. It's not about blaming, there's no point crying about what happened in 2015. The most important thing for us as a nation, you know, is how do we ensure that we are able to set a standard for ethical campaigning and ethical politicking, as it were. So I think in doing this, the civil society organizations will need to get involved beyond monitoring that elections were not rigged. The National Assembly will need to get involved in ensuring that minimum standards are set, and whoever is found to be crossing those lines need to, because the most important thing here is national security and the liberty of individuals and the right to choose, which is the essence of democracy.
Malam Abdullahi, APC spokesperson, thank you for your time. Chief Fani-Kayode, former Minister of Aviation and the former Director of Media of the Jonathan Campaign Organization, many thanks for your time on the program. Up next on the program is data mining and information weaponization, an attack on the Nigerian democracy. We dig deeper after this break. Join us again, everyone.